In the words of the great 50 Cent, you can do all them push-ups to pump up your chest. I got a 12-gauge Mossberg to pump up your chest. Hey, Herb, make it hot, baby. Hey, I'm going to stop saying that because I know you like that. Fruity ass. Gervonta Davis gets at Frank Martin. Ooh, wait. Put it in the air. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Gervonta Davis says this. Now, the comment on Twitter says, if Frank Martin beat Gervonta, can he possibly be a pay-per-view star after that? Like how Floyd became a star after beating Oscar De La Hoya. The video was Frank Martin, who's looking seriously brolic, and he's working out. Rumor is he's going to be fighting Gervonta Davis. The reason I say rumor is because it ain't over till it's over, and I like full confirmation from the fighter themselves, the network. So we'll just say rumor until otherwise. Gervonta Davis on X, formerly known as Twitter, he's seen this comment, and he says, it's not about lifting. Silly ad ninja gonna be too buff to swing. He said he's gonna have too much muscle mass, like he putting on too much size, and he ain't gonna have what it takes to, really get off. Now, Frank Martin, some guys are just built like that. I know I have a friend from elementary school, and I'm not even joking. Like, he was buff as a student, like in elementary school. We were really young, and he had like bicep, like his bicep was huge, and he could do like 1,000 pull-ups. I remember we used to do like these physical fitness tests back in my day, and kids be kicking and try to get over the bar, like kicking and flailing. Maybe can do like 1 or 2. He could legit do like 100 pull-ups, easy, like proper form, just oosh, oosh, like he was David Goggins. Stay hard, right? It was crazy. So some people just got good genetics, plus workout, plus have the mindset. Frank Martin's always carried kind of mass, but I do understand what Tank is saying. Sometimes if you bulk up too much, and you're too big and brocky, it becomes hard. The muscles require blood flow, and you gotta oxygenate your muscles, so you might not be as explosive. But we'll see. Hopefully the fight gets announced. I think it's a dangerous fight for both people. Tank versus Frank. And I like the sound of that. Tank versus Frank. Now, sidebar. There's many ways you guys can support the channel. A lot of the ways are in the description box. Tonight's fight, UFC 299, the rematch, O'Malley versus Vera. You guys see, that's my link tree. You guys can go to my link tree. And if you'd like to purchase the fight, you can use that link. It's an affiliate link. It does go to help the channel. I may receive a small commission when you guys use that. Or you'll also see in the description the ESPN link by itself. UFC 299 tonight. It's a great card. Dustin Poirier is on the card as well. If you are looking forward to that particular fight and want to see that fight, you can also help the channel at no additional cost to you. You got blades and burns. Should be a good card altogether. So that's for the combat fight fans. As far as Tank Frank, let's see it. Canelo just got it announced. I got videos coming up about that. So I'm looking forward to it. Boxing is back cracking. A lot of people talking about the Anthony Joshua knockout. That pretty much went viral, knocked out an MMA guy. So that helped to put like boxing back on top and on the map, where like people gonna put some respect. Like Birdman said, what happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? I ain't gonna say it no more. Don't tangle and twist it, you heard me? Put some respect on my name. I said, whoa, y'all gonna put some respect on my name. Stop playing with my name. The way Anthony Joshua leaned him, and I got videos on that. Check that on the channel. It stood for boxing, and it stood up for boxing. Fury had boxing looking bad because he got dropped and like dang near beat up by Ngannou, and then Anthony Joshua put all that. Him and Ben Davison, they deserve all the credit. The same day, Canelo Alvarez, baby, One payday, I know that. He announces his fight. All Mexican showdowns. Been a minute since Canelo had a dangerous opponent, especially a Mexican dangerous opponent. And that's going to be on PBC, Amazon Prime. So as far as I'm concerned, boxing is cracking. Canelo, some say he's the face of boxing. I say Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. It's definitely between those two. Joshua's doing well for himself. But all we need to complete this trifecta of this boxing flow is Gervonta Davis, the face of boxing, to announce his next fight. And put some respect on my name. Y'all gonna put some respect on my name. As far as Frank, I have a lot of respect for Frank Martin. Great fighter. I think it was overstated his last fight. People are like, oh, he lost. He didn't lose. I watched it. Artem Harutyunyan did very well, but he's an Olympian. Some guys are just tricky. So it was a bit of a puzzle. And like the thing with the Frank Martin fight was this. It's not even that he was losing badly in the early rounds, but he was being outworked. But his defense was, his defense was on point. He was catching shots, moving. He just wasn't throwing enough. So it gave people the perception that Harutyunyan was like going away with the fight, but it really wasn't even that type of fight. It wasn't no silly stuff that Frank Martin was getting hit and rocked and drunk in there, like nothing like that. But when Derek James, a great trainer, when Derek James got at him and said, what are you doing? Like, let's put some pressure on this guy. It clicked and Frank Martin started getting busy and he almost stopped the man in the 12th round. So I know the haters of PBC, they're mad because Canelo Payday is still on PBC after they lied and said he wasn't going to be on PBC. And then on top of that, the other guy that I think is the face of boxing, Gervonta Davis, has a banger. He has a banger with Frank Martin. So they're going to try to downplay Frank Martin's ability. He's a dangerous southpaw. He's explosive. I understand what Gervonta's saying about the muscle mass, but he's a great fighter. This fight should not be overlooked by anybody. If Gervonta fights Frank Martin, best believe it was a great fight. More proof of this is that when Shakur Stevenson was rumored to be fighting Frank Martin, let's think. That was a top-ranked fight, or it would have been. It would have been on ESPN. And a lot of you guys loved it. You loved it when Shakur was in talks or nearing a deal or gonna finalize a deal with Frank Martin. But now the usual suspects in old media all of a sudden they are acting like Frank Martin is not that deal. Like he's not a good fighter. Like he's not a top lightweight. And that's just because Gervonta is about to fight him. These people, these individuals, as I call them, the usual suspects, had no problem whatsoever when Shakur Stevenson on Top Rank ESPN was going to make that same fight. But now because it's Tank, everybody got a problem. Subscribe to my channel. I am truly the best in business of boxing. And it's not even close. Tank gets at Frank. I can't wait for the official announcement. Use my link to get the UFC 299 in the description.